Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome to Jibber Jabber. I am your host, as always, Skajarmas, otherwise known as Tone Shift. And with me today, we have a pretty small assortment of people compared to normal. I don't really know what's up with that. But, first up, we have, the only British person joining us this week. We have Darkness, who will be sitting all on his own in the British corner.
Darkness is such a lonely place.
Yeah. Standing a little off to the side, we have Paladin, who is staring into your soul.
Nah, more like staring into a corner.
No, you're staring directly at the camera, and your eyes are just, they're haunting. And last but not least, we have a starfish who is scrutinizing Paladin's soul staring capacity quite intensely, Patrick Soviet. That joke is never gonna die.
It's not gonna be funny when I show up to Everfree Northwest wearing my Russian BDUs and assault helmet, strictly coming to find you.
It wouldn't be worth it.
It's not his fault jokes never die.
And it's not my fault that you chose the name a starfish.
Or
You-
Beat Company.
Well, either way, starfish, you were just begging for someone to make that connection. So, our list of topics for today is kind of a hodgepodge, ramshackle, just kind of thrown together last minute. Because, Jesus. We've had kind of a topic drought for the last several episodes of Jibber Jabber. I'm sure all of you have noticed, because there have been several weeks where we've gone without episodes of Jibber Jabber, primarily because we couldn't think of anything.
Still, we hardly can.
And we were able to we were able to get some stuff put together this week, and plus, whenever we're actually able to get in a FFD6 sessions, we can do recaps of those, and those generally take about 30 minutes, so that's a nice bonus. And can usually generate stuff for other topics. But enough about that. We do have some things to get through. First and foremost, I'm going to be talking about a video game that came out recently. For the audience, don't worry, I won't be going into anything about the story in a spoilery sense. And that game in question is Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, I know. It's actually out. It's kind of hard to imagine that Kingdom Hearts 3 exists and is out. Never thought that would happen, but here we are. So I played it over the last week or two. I beat it, and I'm gonna just share some of my thoughts with it here really quick. If any of you have played Kingdom Hearts 3, then feel free to give your thoughts when I'm done. But my general thoughts on it, well, I really liked it, first of all. The first thing I noticed going in is, I mean, this is no surprise, it's from Square Enix and it's on the Unreal Engine, but it's fucking beautiful. Just absolutely.
Well, most of them are.
Huh?
Well, most Kingdom Hearts games are beautiful.
Well, I mean, most of them have kind of, their graphics are very dated at this point, but Kingdom Hearts 3, brings it into the new into the current console generation. Fucking gorgeous. There were in most of the the 3D movie worlds, like Toy Story or Tangled or Frozen, they looked almost as good as the movies that they were set in, which is damn impressive. And the Pirates of the Caribbean world was, there were one or two shots where I looked down and was like, wait, did they shoot this in live action? Oh no, the faces don't look quite right. There's the Uncanny Valley thing. But still, it was incredible, just amazing to look at. I loved it. It was a beautiful game to look at, very pleasing to the eye. I don't see it getting old to look at anytime soon. Of course, that kind of just holds true for Kingdom Hearts in general. The games have a certain art style that ages well, even if they still look dated after a while. Now, following that, the story, well, the game itself is shorter than I was expecting, honestly. Most Kingdom Hearts games take around 40 hours to get through, especially like the numbered ones, Kingdom Hearts 1, 2. Those ones each took about 40 hours to work through if I knew where I was going already. Kingdom Hearts 3, I was able to get through the whole main story in about 20 hours. And it's still a respectable, but that's still a respectable length. But compared to the other games, it felt short. Now that's not to say that that's necessarily a bad thing, because what was there, even if it was shorter than the other games, was really, really good. I liked it a lot. So, although I do think it feels like there was a lot of stuff that wound up not making it. Like, it felt like there was a lot of cut content, because there were a few plot threads that felt like they needed a lot more time to be fleshed out and fully developed, and the pacing just kind of felt a little wonky, especially before you reached the end. Where, like, the main story developed at a slow pace until you went through all of the Disney worlds, and then all of a sudden it just ramped right up. It's like, holy shit. So, a bit of a wonkiness there, but it's not a deal breaker. It didn't detract from the experience too much, but it was noticeable. But the story itself, fantastic. A lot of great moments, a lot of emotional moments, and the soundtrack, there's a reason Yoko Shimomura is my favorite composer. Incredible music all the way around. So, gameplay-wise, plays really well, like Kingdom Hearts typically does. A couple of minor gripes I had were remedied when I realized that I could turn them off in the menu. Specifically, cutscenes when transitioning into different forms of Keyblades or the new attraction attacks, which don't make any goddamn sense, but they're filled with Kingdom Hearts charm. Attraction, as in like amusement park attractions, like a merry-go-round or a water bumper cart, bumper carts in general, a fucking spinning pirate ship. Yeah, you grab these things and you basically ride around in amusement park things that pop up every once in a while to attack enemies, and then they disappear. They don't make a lick of goddamn sense. Where do they come from, and where do they go when you're done using them? They just seem to pop up at random. But they're powerful enough, and they give you a window to recover some MP and dodge otherwise undodgeable enemy attacks, so despite the fact they don't make a whole lot of sense, I'm fine with them. My only gripe with them was the short little cinematics that play every single time you change your Keyblade's form or go into a new, or go into, one of those attraction rides. Luckily, you can turn off most of those cinematics so it doesn't break the flow of combat, because I found that those cinematics got really repetitive really quickly. So you can turn those off in the config menu, which is what I did. Outside of that, it was really fun. I played it on standard difficulty, and I didn't do any of the additional side content. Like, I didn't go through, like, any side or secret bosses or anything. So, I'll probably tackle that another time. But, yeah, in general, I really liked Kingdom Hearts 3. I think it's a good cap to the Xehanort saga, and there's definitely gonna be more coming. Well, the rest of you. Any of you played it?
Nah.
I'm broke at the moment.
Sadly,
No, I
haven't
can't
got
afford
the
it.
time yet.
Well, that is somewhat disgruntling, as we're only 8 minutes in.
So, if it's possible, can I
Yes.
ask a couple questions about the...
But
Sure, go ahead. Ask.
So, what are the new characters they add into this one than the others? Like, new faces?
No, I don't think. I mean, aside from the Disney worlds that weren't in previous games, there aren't any new faces. It's everyone we've already seen before, unless we're counting the Disney worlds. In which case, then we have the Toy Story world, we have the world of Frozen, we have the world of Tangled, the world of Big Hero 6.
Ooh.
We went to the world of Pirates of the Caribbean in the second game, and we went there this time too. I'm gonna think about what others there are.
I always loved that one, and the last one with Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. The Pirates of the Caribbean world is the one that's beautiful to look at out of all of them. Although it's very heavy on the gimmicky fights, like fighting from a pirate ship instead of with your Keyblade.
Yeah.
It was perfectly fine, but there was also like this really grindy section in the middle of it that just felt kind of out of place. But, now, all that said, let's see here. But yeah, there weren't really a whole lot of new faces. There were a lot of absent faces, though. Like, there was no Kingdom Hearts characters. Or not, I mean, Final Fantasy characters, excuse me.
No.
There were no Final Fantasy characters. There was a passing reference to Cloud and a narrated cinematic, and that was it.
Wow.
Kind of disappointing, which means there is no Sephiroth boss.
Cloud,
Oh,
none.
no Sephiroth.
No Sephiroth
He's a
boss.
badass.
He is a badass, and he kind of had this subplot going with Cloud, but we're not getting that now. Oh well,
Yep.
a shame, but you know what can you do?
He's got like the world's long ass katana.
7 feet. The
My goodness.
fucking Masamune.
I don't think that classifies as a katana anymore. I think that's more of an
Nah.
odachi.
Yeah, it's definitely an Adachi.
Yeah. So it's
God, if I
been a
remember
while.
right, in the first Kingdom Hearts, he was an arena boss, and then the second one, you
He was a
fight him in
He was still
hollows.
Yeah, Hollow Bastion. Yeah, you find him overlooking a cliff, and you can get your ass kicked by him. He isn't in the third game though.
Yeah.
They might fix that with a DLC at some point. Hard to tell, but. Let me see here. But yeah, any other questions about it?
Well,
not
I've been
really.
hearing. I have been hearing things, but I want to know if it's actually true or not. Is this really the last game of
No,
parts, or is there still going to be more?
there's gonna be more. This
I
is
don't know why some.
This is the end of the Xehanort saga, but there's going to be more Kingdom Hearts moving forward. There's already foreshadowing for the future games in the post-credits cinematic and the secret ending that you can unlock, both of which I have seen. We're definitely getting more. There's
Oh, that's good.
yeah, Kingdom Hearts ain't over yet. I don't know when the sucker's going to be over, but it ain't yet.
The true question
Maybe
is
we
when the
won't
next
have
one's
to
come out.
wait so long for the next one.
Well, to be fair, there were a lot.
Square
Well, I mean,
Enix.
to be fair, there were a lot of Kingdom Hearts games between 2 and 3, and all of them were important. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Mm.
Anyways, anything else, or can we move on to the next topic?
I guess we
I
can
think it
leave
would be a fun time to move on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, move on if
Alright.
you want to.
All right. So this one's more based in the real world. We've been having some really intense cold weather in the States recently, especially like in the central states. And I don't really know a whole lot about that situation. I was kind of hoping Lumina would be here to talk about it, which is, why I put this in here, because she seems to be more informed on it, but she's not here this week, which is a shame, but, oh well. Near as I can tell, what it's basically amounting to is a lot of cold air came sweeping down into the central states from the north, like from the Arctic Circle or something, and it's causing some really intense low temperatures, like -60 when you account for wind chill in some places. So that's
Actually, I can speculate on that from this last week.
all right. Go on.
It got so cold on, I think it was specifically Wednesday, that if you were outside without proper protection on, you'd probably get frostbite within 5 minutes.
Sounds like -60 to me.
Which, honestly, because of that, caused us to work Saturday because they couldn't bring any more turkeys because they would.
I think we're white.
Most of them would be dead before they got here.
And I think I would say this, that we were right on the edge of it because we had something we have not seen for quite a long time over here. Actual snow.
No.
And very ice cold winds, but that didn't bother me.
Did you guys go into a panic again?
What?
Oh, it was actually successful this time. It actually had time to set. No annoying salt got in the way. And a snowplow broke down outside my house. So, yeah, I had wonderful time with snow.
Nice.
Yeah. I can't speak much because I live technically in the South, and our experience with snow this year was a light dusting, and that's it.
Right. Well, again, it's largely in the central and Midwest part of the state, so. So yeah, just in general, like if you're anywhere in those regions, I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you, but it's pretty much anywhere in the States right now. Just be cautious of that. Who knows? It might hit other places too before long if it hasn't reached everywhere yet. I know it hasn't really reached here, but temperatures around here are dropping. So Like the forecast, even if it's like 90% chance guaranteed to be wrong, predicted snow in the next few days. So we'll see.
I think it definitely has partially hit here,
Hmm.
because even though I was enjoying the snow on, like, I think it was day 3 or 4 when we had it, the freaking snow all around went rock ice, and if you tread on it, you would literally be on this. Well, it's even slipperier than a freaking skating ring, but very uneven because it was once snow, but now it's just like a wavy freaking patch of ice everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah, probably whacked it. Well, that's what happens when a lot of shit in the north melts and sends a lot of cold air flying our way.
At least the world didn't flood.
Yeah, I mean that's probably not something we're gonna have to worry about for the immediate future, but it is definitely a problem we're dealing with, all the melting ice caps.
Yep.
But this is not a show for talking about the specifics of like the sciences behind climate change or anything like that. That's something I leave to the experts.
That's something we leave to people who get paid way too much money to sit and think about the weather all day.
I mean, to be fair, if they can figure out what's causing these things, we can be more prepared to how to either reverse the effects or at the very least be prepared to defend ourselves against them if we know what they are. You can't block a sword strike if you don't know where the fuck it's coming from.
Indeed.
Good point.
Yeah. So, and hoping we could keep that topic going a bit longer, but I guess not.
We don't want to have Lumina.
Yeah.
Someone who lives in the central states.
Well, in that case, we're moving on to topic 3, which is a combination of more stories of Ben presented by Darkness, and also apparently some interesting, like, just stuff he found out or discovered or something. So, Darkness, take it away.
Thank you very much. Quite a few days ago, plus a week, I found out something very, very strange about Ben.
Is it that he's an
And
alien? Please tell me that he's an alien. Like, tell me he's from Mars or something. And he's just trying, and he's just, and all of his,
finally,
and like all of his and like all of his stupidity is just him trying to understand Earth and failing. Like he's this inept outcast from Mars.
I really do wish that was the case, but sadly, no. It's much weirder, and kind of his. Oh fuck! It is his own fault. I mean, seriously.
Weirder than an outcast from Mars? I don't think so, but carry on.
I really wish it was that. But anyway, instead, because I still wanted to ask him this, and I managed to sit down, I had plenty of time, I contacted him, because I wanted to know the ultimate question from him. And luckily, for once, he wasn't busy, and I managed to talk to him for a good hour. Ben, I'm not questioning your intelligence and all, but
you lied.
How did you seriously get so smart? Ever since you got to California, I really want to know, because I'm not sure that you were aware that you did some pretty stupid shit over here. I am aware, and it's completely my fault. Okay, explain. Well, I was taking something when I was a child that's meant to help me. Wait, what do you mean meant to help you? Well, let's just say I was a hassle as a child. But continue. So, at a pretty young age, which thinking about it was around 8 or 9, I would say. Maybe even 7. But anyway, to get to the point, these pills are meant to keep me focused and help me out. Until I accidentally did a really stupid thing, which I didn't realize to this point of my life. I wasn't sure on how much of the amount I should take, which caused me to have a few random side effects. Let me guess. One of them was a lack of intelligence. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, why did you not stop? I mean, surely you must have had enough brain cells to figure out that you're doing damage to yourself. I wasn't the sort of person that was very focused. So attention was not my strongest point. I see. So how did you get off the pill if you were not sure how much you're not supposed to take and how much you're actually supposed to take? I think I might have lost them when I ended up in Germany that time, because I never seem to find the batch I did have with me. My parents didn't have them. And I can't seem to find them over here. Oh. Very well. How does your parents feel about you off the pill then? Well, since they're busy working most of the time, I don't think they noticed much. Really? Yeah. Ouch. What about your brother, if you get in contact with him still? Well, he thinks I'm doing the right thing and staying off them. And I won't go back on them ever again. But I will say this, despite I do feel a bit more normal, technology is still not my strong point. What have you done? I buggered up my new PC. How? For goodness sake. How many has it been now? Well, there was the laptop. I had another one after that. But I accidentally spilt something on that one. And 2 other PCs. So this is your 5th one and you messed it up. I'm sorry. I mean, I just don't understand all these computers. And plus, I thought it was just a friendly message. A friendly message. Was it someone you knew? He said he knew me from my school, but did you actually know him? And wait, your school? But you get kicked out of every school you've been to. I let you know that I was there. I let you know I was at least there 3 days before I get kicked out. Okay, sorry for interrupting you. 3 days. No, don't question it. Continue, Ben. Please.
3 days.
Yep. We started off good. We were friendly, like getting to know each other a bit, and then he sent me a link, which I thought was what was it? Steam. Oh, right, Steam. Continue. Okay. I thought it was a link for his Steam account, and then some strange imagery showed up. So I clicked the cancelled, and it showed up again, and again, and it spread it across my page. And then my PC started having a mental breakdown. It was a virus, wasn't it? I guess so. What do you mean you guess so? It's obviously a virus. I mean, is your PC working now? Nope, it's pretty much fucked, as you would put it. Well, shit. This is why you don't accept random messages from random people. There is something else I want to know. Are you aware that people send weird, dirty imagery as a virus? What do you mean, dirty imagery? Well, things happening. Yeah. He sent you a virus that spread porn all over your screen, which causes your PC to suicide itself. Yeah. Okay. Okay, who has the... I have another question, Ben. But you probably won't be able to answer this, but fuck it. Who in the right mind has the free time to develop a virus that has porn on it too?
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you're developing viruses to hurt people, you're not in your right mind. So there's the answer to that question. Literally no one.
But this is the weirdest virus I've ever heard of.
I've heard of weirder.
Oh, believe me, they
Okay.
get weirder.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's this one virus I heard of. I don't know if it still exists. It's totally benign. It doesn't hurt anything, but it's still a virus. It still infects your computer. What it does is, every so often, this little animated guy will just poke his head out from the side of your screen and look at you. Like the edges of your monitor are like walls. He's peeking at you. He'll just stare at you for a minute, and then he'll just go away. And this happens like a random. It's totally benign. I don't know if it's still out there or not. It's totally benign, more or less harmless, but it's still a virus, and it's out there.
That is a creepy, weird virus.
Yeah.
It's like it'd be staring into your soul. Jeez.
And of course, there's also like all like the spooky ransomware shit that's designed to terrify you with like terrifying imagery and sounds until you pay the thing, locking you out of your computer until you do what it wants you to do.
That is definitely a strange one.
I mean, ransomware
Well,
is
it's gonna fail against me.
you know, ransomware is pretty dangerous in its own right. If you get hit by it, you're probably fucked.
The only virus I got, which was on one of my old laptops, was a one that for some strange random reason, it stops me to recover my bloody laptop. So recovery is out. It won't let me connect to any internet connection, not even Wi-Fi. It's just strange. Otherwise, the PC works normal in other areas, but it won't let me connect to Wi-Fi. It will not let me recover it to fix it. And it won't even let me play any music as well. Oh.
Well,
It's like
just about
sometimes it does, and then sometimes it doesn't.
Well, the vast majority of viruses, from my experience, exist primarily to harm others and get information or something else out of them. Like the ransomware I talked about. Generally speaking, you're supposed to, if you can't, generally speaking, what ransomware wants is for the people that are infected by it to pay money to the person who managed to infect their system, you know, the developer of the ransomware. And if you don't pay within a certain amount of time, your computer gets completely and utterly destroyed. Everything on it is deleted. The whole thing gets fucked, and you're stuck. Generally speaking, ransomware is kind of difficult to get rid of because it completely locks up the computer.
That is very bad.
Yeah, like there's this infamous piece of ransomware out there. My brother got it on his PC once that pretended to be a warning from the FBI. It turns out it wasn't actually the FBI because that's not a thing the FBI does. If they want something from you, they'll just come and get it. They won't put a giant a thing on your screen blocking you out of it that says, "You have been blah, 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 something by the FBI. You don't want us to break down your door? Pay us money. Here, use Bitcoin." It's like, what?
Holy shit, that is a huge coincidence. That actually happened to one of my phones a long time ago.
Yeah, that's not
It
even
was some weird bullshit.
That's not even really a coincidence. That's just another relatively common piece of ransomware that goes around as far as how common ransomware is.
Except it's a bit. Except whoever made this one didn't do the bloody research.
The FBI doesn't use Bitcoin.
Oh no, this one's even weirder. It was not the FBI or the CSI or anything like that. It was apparently the UK police.
Well, I mean, you're in
No.
the UK. Well,
For me.
you're in the UK.
Except there's
so.
one big flaw. That's one big flaw, though. Even though it had the text and also the symbol. Well, they had the text of the frickin' US police and all that. Well, the UK police. As I scroll down, they're not using the white symbol from our country. It's using the symbol from America.
Oops.
Whoops.
Which is
Dumbasses.
like, seriously?
Guys.
You can't even
Gross.
tell the difference of
Come
our
on.
countries. For shame.
Yeah, it sounds like they just kind of fucked themselves on that one.
And it's not, and it is more of annoying than a hassle because I thought to myself, "Oh shit, how am I gonna fix this?" Because every 10 I did count the seconds though, Because it seems every like 5 seconds, it just quickly rushes to this. It lets me go to the lock page, but as soon as I unlock it and go to the home page, in about 5 seconds, it will come up with this stupid crap and saying you need to fix this or you're in violation and all that stuff. So I thought to myself, a plan. If I could quickly unlock my phone, head to the settings, find the fucking reset, and erase everything on the phone, maybe that might work.
And did it?
And just clicked it in the nick of time. It rebooted up. It did. Virus gone like it never existed.
Well, I mean, viruses do exist as files on your computer once they infect you, so total restarts like that do tend to work.
Yeah, but luckily I didn't connect this to the bloody PC at all. It was only on my phone, and I just annihilated it. It's which I wouldn't be surprised it's the same people, because coincidentally, after a few days later, apparently the police bust down this person's door, and he was arrested for fraud of the police and unleashing a terrible virus threatening people.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So he was tracked easily.
That reminds me of a funny story I heard recently. Kind of reminds me. Apparently, like in a Walmart somewhere, I forget which country this is in. I don't think it was in the U.S., but somewhere. Someone thought they could buy a PS4 for only $10 by removing the price sticker, putting on a $10 price sticker from something else, and then taking it through self-checkout. Something to do with like weight and whatnot. I don't really know the specifics. Anyways, he tried, and he failed. He got caught. And then he tried again. Like, he came back a few days later, fucking tried it again. It's like, dude, they know you're up to this now. You're on camera. They're gonna catch you. And they did. And now he's now he's serving 4 months in jail for it.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, but that
I believe someone
you don't get away with that.
tried to buy like one of the new expensive consoles for like $100 by using, how Walmart does, they compare prices and they pay that, you pay that price if you can get it lower.
Yeah.
I think someone walked away with like one of the new consoles at the time for like $100.
Huh. Interesting.
Whoa.
Fake page that got taken down like a day later after it was paid for.
But back to me story about Ben quick, just to finish it off. So, long story short, he's going to leave all the technology stuff to his brother because technology does not get along well with him at all for some reason. But apparently, he's great at being an engineer, which I'm like, seriously? Yeah, I'm really good at being an engineer. So, if you ever do get a car, I admire the gesture, my friend, but just for the sake of ag, I ain't gonna risk that. It's not that I don't believe you, it's just I would rather figure out myself, or I would go to a qualified engineer.
Or a mechanic.
Okay, fair enough. But it'll be free of charge if you ever do change your mind. And keep that in mind, Ben. Thank you. I will.
Which honestly, I've got someone in the family that does, car repairs and whatnot, so. Certified too.
Nice.
Ooh, very nice.
Indeed.
Yeah. But I had to check with Ben. But won't you need technology anyway for cars? Oh, yeah, nah. I don't do all the computerized stuff and all that. My brother will be happy to help me with that whenever he can. I just handle keeping the car running with parts and all that. I can work the tools and everything. Okay. Fair enough.
Right.
But Ben, don't do like a test thing to see if the blowtorch or whatever it is on. don't do anything like that, because I don't want you to freaking hurt yourself, man. Be careful. I'd be fine.
Did he hurt himself?
Oh, the reason why I checked, because he doesn't seem to have a sturdy hand now and then. I remember the time when he picked up a kettle and he accidentally, for some strange reason, he turned the kettle towards him, which the hot water got on his trousers, right where the sensitive part is. It was painful.
Boiling penis tea. Not great. My sympathies to Ben, even if he tends to be stupido como ese.
No clue what that means.
Stupid like that. I think.
But he claims that could have been one of the effects of the drug kicking in, which he doesn't take anymore. I at least hope that is the case. Because I don't want you to burn yourself again, or otherwise you might not be lucky next time. I mean, I managed to get there before he poured the whole thing on him. I say he poured about a quarter of it, though, of the kettle water. So it's still quite an amount. Although I had to catch the kettle because he dropped it as soon as he felt the burning pain. As for Ben, well, he was holding his sensitive area.
He was holding his gonads.
Screaming in agony. Yep. And that is why, Ben, there's a limit of how much water you put in, because he's also overfilled it, which wasn't helpful, so it's even twice as heavy. It's one of those old kettles he had, not one of the modern ones. It's one of those really old, bulky-looking ones.
I wouldn't know. I'm not British. I'm not an expert on tea kettles like the rest of you people are.
I still can't believe he had one of those, though.
Stereotypes! Yeah, it's a thing. You know,
but they don't have that kettle anymore because it blew a fuse. That's how old it was. And they couldn't get a fuse for it because they don't even make that fuse anymore.
Jesus. All right. Well, it's a collector's item now. Anyways, so...
Was.
Yeah, it was. But anyways, all this talk of Ben and his many stupid exploits have actually reminded me of something that we can make into our next topic for a little while. Specifically, we all know that Florida is a fucked up place, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Continue.
This is going to be good.
Well, there's a Twitter page that I just remembered exists called Florida Man. That covers all of the strangest stories from Florida of what crazy men have done in Florida. I'm just going to go ahead and read off some of the headlines here just for shits and giggles. And if one of them particularly catches our interest, maybe we can actually pull up the article, read it off, and mock the fuck out of whatever we find.
Wow.
Because
this sounds
Time
like
to pull up Twitter.
Because we're starved for content for the next 20 minutes. Anyways, it's good to be aware. So the first one, top of the list. Florida man steals opioids from lockbox, and just kidding, they're actually laxatives.
Oh, they're gonna be in for a real bad time.
That's here. Florida man says Jesus told him to drive Ferrari off of pier, and it shows this gif of a car just driving off of pier into the water with a big splash.
Oh.
Let's see here.
I know Ferraris aren't the most fantastic cars, but seriously.
Oh, God. Florida man tells neighbors he's going to kill them with kindness, then tries to kill them with a machete he named Kindness.
Yeah, that seems pretty accurate.
Florida man eats police car.
What?
Should we explore that one a bit?
Yes. How can you eat a police car? I heard of a dog eating the tires of a police car. Then try to eat a police officer for some reason.
All right. So, a 37-year-old Homestead man was arrested Thursday night after more than 40 grams of cocaine were found in his possession during a traffic stop near mile marker 59. Melvin Stubbs was charged with cocaine trafficking and resisting arrest. He was also charged with property damage for chewing up and or eating a sheriff's officer patrol car seat after he was taken into custody. Okay. Sergeant Mark Jones and Deputy George, I am not going to try and pronounce that, were conducting traffic enforcement near mile marker 59 about 10 p.m. I don't think I need to read anymore. We got the important parts. The guy just ate the car seat. I'm guessing out of spite. I can't say I blame him. I'd be pretty spiteful under any situation where I'd find myself in the back of a police car, too. So I don't know if I'd be dumb enough to try and eat the seat. Florida man says syringes in his anus aren't his.
Oh,
Damn.
what?
I'm not touching that.
No.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I found one. Florida man breaks into restaurant, strips naked, eats noodles he brought from home, and plays bongo.
Go drum.
Welcome to Florida. Florida woman chases parents with a 12-inch knife because they wouldn't take her to Outback Steakhouse. Okay.
Damn, there must be good steaks.
Wild monkeys with killer herpes on the rise in Florida. Guards let Florida man vape in prison because he helped them with their taxes.
Actually, that's not a bad agreement.
Mm.
No offense.
You help. Yep. If you help me, I help you with your taxes. Fuck it.
Firefighters rescue Florida man, climb down a well to prove he could get back out.
Did he manage to?
Please say it was a no. He didn't, did he?
Oh, God. Florida man.
I could imagine that.
Florida man tries to steal $500,000 worth of tequila on New Year's Eve. This motherfucker planned on partying.
Oh, tequila. So I just thought of Nathan Explosion from Death Clock.
Florida man intentionally locks keys in car so cops can't search it.
That seems pretty legit.
Seems legit.
Florida man tries to assault sister with diaper box because she stopped him having sex in their bathroom.
What the fuck?
Florida woman holds up mail truck with toy gun, flees on tricycle.
Oh, these stupid antics have just reminded me of one of my funniest moments of Mr. T was the world's craziest fool that was based on a true story.
Florida
Florida
man steals Christmas wreath off neighbor's door, hangs it on his own. Hashtag life hack. God damn it.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling this scientist it lives in the state of Florida, but this headline says scientist makes breakthrough discovery after giving ecstasy to an octopus.
Okay.
What?
Florida man tried to pay for McDonald's with weed.
How desperate are you for a McDonald's? What the hell, man?
It'd be funny if they actually accepted it.
Let's see.
If you can smoke weed every day if you just let me have a Big Mac.
Florida man caught shoplifting during job interview at Kohl's. The sheriff's office says the man did not get the job.
Oh.
Now this one's just mean. Florida man spends hours outside Christmas festival yelling at kids about how Santa isn't real.
Oh, that is harsh. Oh boy. I know it's true, but there's a time and a place to tell them. And that is not one of them.
Florida man bursts through wall with pants around his ankles as he attempts to rob Hyundai dealership. And there's a gif of him crashing through the wall and then pulling his pants back up. Jesus.
You know, when you keep saying Florida man, it just makes me think just a certain person is doing all these.
Okay. A Florida man seen fondling genitals in public before sniffing fingers claims he was just airing out his penis.
What? Madness.
Florida restaurant ends. Bring your monkey nut. After an 8-year-old was bitten by a monkey. I mean, there's always one to ruin it for everyone.
Okay.
There is always one.
A Florida mayor stopped a city council meeting to accuse a female commissioner of getting her anus bleached.
Oh,
that is fucking grim.
Let's hear. There's some more here. It all started when the mayor called the president of the local firefighters union a simple mind, and Commissioner Annabelle Lima Tao replied by saying, "He has a college education, you don't." The mayor's name is Keith Linden, and he, 1, only became mayor in January when the previous mayor was charged with money laundering. 2, was once recorded asking a city employee if they sucked dick in prison. 3, has a ponytail. Local Florida politics, what can I say? Now, bear in mind, this is all from August of last year. This is somewhat old. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Let's hear. A Florida woman was arrested and charged with aggravated assault without intent to kill after she reportedly farted loudly in a dollar store and then pulled a knife on a man who complained. Jesus! Okay.
Hate the work there.
I'm not reading that one out loud because no.
YouTube, yeah.
No. Let's see. A Florida man removes woman's kidney during back surgery because he thought it was a tumor.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Florida man tries to steal car from jail parking lot moments after being released for car theft. Oh,
wow.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I don't think I need to read any more of this. You get the idea. Florida is a fucked up place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, it is.
I found the bongos one. Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh no.
So we
There's
have
some interesting stories.
So yeah, we've got about 10 to 12 minutes left. We're on improv.
Don't you worry.
We're on improv at this point.
I have a little something.
Go on.
Oh boy.
Once I get all the giggles out of me from those Florida. Whew. Okay.
I don't want to ever go there. I don't want to die. I like living.
Go to Florida, my friend says. It's a wonderful place, my friend says, but I know better.
Because some crazy guy ran up to me, stripped naked, jerked off on me with a napkin on his face, and then ran away while playing bongos, and then jumped through a Hyundai window. Let's do the fusion dance.
Oh dear.
God damn it, Florida. All right, go on.
Yes. Moving on from the interesting Florida. Anyway. Whew. Well, one of the things I got to review Resident Evil 2, although from the demo so far, I still haven't got the actual game, unfortunately.
Tom does. He's
but I
played and
will.
beaten Leon's route, so.
Lucky him. I need my final upgrades before I get the game because I want to play it in all of its respective glory without no bloody lags or slowed down frame rates. But from playing the demo at reasonable settings, I really love the look of this game. I say it's an honorable remaster to the original.
It's not a remaster, it's a remake, and there is a very functional difference.
Well,
no, they removed the weird camera system that Resident Evil 2 originally had, and they replaced it with the system that they had in 7.
Yeah. Well, not exactly 7 because that's all first person. It's more likely the 4th one.
With Leon. They took the basic idea of the system from Biohazard, and they made it functional for a third-person perspective.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, fuck Mr. X.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I haven't played Resident Evil 2, and I don't have any immediate intentions to.
I would only recommend the old ones. Well, I mean, fifth is basically over the top.
I've heard that 5 and 6 are crap. I've got 7, and I've been playing through that here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a return to form, being an actual survival horror game.
Honestly, the only reason I like the Resident Evil series is Umbrella Corp. And that's because I'm really big into private military corporations and some of the aspects you can use with them.
Of course you are.
Yeah,
the only reason why I played the... Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The only reason why I played the 5th game is because Albert Wesker. At least he makes up for it for his over-the-top nature. And it proves that you cannot get this character into a movie because, oh, goodness me, he sucks. And this is just lame when I just saw it.
Why did people think that making Resident Evil into a movie franchise would be a good idea?
You know, to be fair, there were actually CGI animated movies set in the same world as the games with the exact same characters that are actually somewhat faithful.
I'm talking about the live-action ones.
We don't talk about those, though. We just don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're terrible.
From Umbrella Corp.
If you say Resident Evil movies, I think about... Yeah, if you mention any Resident Evil movie, I immediately think of the CGI ones, because those are actual Resident Evil movies.
Well, I have a few issues with Vengeance, but otherwise it's better than the live-action. Although that's not really much of a challenge. Oh, boy.
I mean, I'm an amateur writer, and I can tell a better story than that schluck.
Well,
I
felt
like the
Vengeance do a better job than he does.
Oh,
no offense, Hades, if you're listening to this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the stories Hades tells aren't necessarily bad. He's just not the best at telling them. And that's why he has fallen, and he can only really get better because he is open to improvement. It's not quite the same as the Resident Evil movies, where those are basically just a bunch of glorified self-insert fanfics where the director wants to make his wifey look as great as possible.
I hate Alice. She has no part in that franchise. There's no mentioning of her.
She is the definitive movie Mary Sue, is what she is.
The only thing worse than her is frickin' Celine from Underworld. She's just boring. There's no character development. There's nothing in her. But just pointless frickin' crap.
Also, back to the live-action movies. I think one of my favorite scenes from them, because I find it slightly amusing, is the scene from the first movie where they're in the laser grid vault, and it's obviously racist towards the black guy, because both of the white guys in there get these incredibly easy laser beams to dodge, and then the black guy's just like, entire room shut out with these 2x2-inch square grids.
Yeah.
And he was like one of the only best ones. He was one of the best characters, and they gave him the shittiest death possible.
Because they're going by the slasher rule. I thought that rule was only in slasher. Resident Evil is not a slasher. Which...
No.
It's like, really? because they have a certain thing going for them in most of them for some weird reason.
I kind of want to see someone.
That guy always dies first.
You see, I kind of I kind of want to see a movie like that where they take all of the established conventions and rules, quote unquote, of the slasher horror movie genre, and just break them deliberately. Like
Cabin in the Woods?
I mean, kind of like instead of the black guy dying first, he's the only one who lives. The virgin dies first. Like the assholes who would normally get their comeuppance, get away. Like, we don't know if they live or die, but they get away. It's ambiguous to them, like that kind of thing. Like just take every single expectation and flip the fuck out of it.
Well, coincidentally, you say that. I suppose it kind of counts in a way. If you've ever heard of the movie Mom and Dad, although I say it's more of a horror comedy than anything else. I mean, of course it is. It's got Nicolas Cage in it, and he's just a Wyatt for it.
Never heard of that movie.
He's the most over-the-top freaking actor ever until, well, let's just say he didn't go well when he was with Hollywood. Hollywood just sucked all the fun out of him, and you could see he was bored out of his freaking mind. He didn't know what to do with Hollywood. So that's why he's gone back making his own movies, and now he can be as crazy as he wants, doing whatever.
Oh, also, for some reason, that reminds me of Paladin. You know how you mentioned Cabin in the Woods?
I did.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of this amusing little thing my brother said once. Like, he watched it, and then when he got back to me to talk about it a little bit, he described it as being kind of like this parody of conventional horror tropes and whatnot. But he also said that he thought that it was kind of amusing because it seemed to line up just perfectly to be like this interesting prequel to Attack on Titan. Because it ends with these titanic humanoid creatures bursting out from the earth to lay waste to the world. Attack on Titan, the world has been laid to waste by these titanic creatures that are colossal in scale and hard to kill, and everyone's in one fucking city and technology's gotten fucked.
Well, most people are in the city. There's still some out on the outer.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of references as well to slashers, the monsters, ghosts, all kinds. My goodness.
If you pay attention in Cabin in the Woods, if you actually look closely in some of the establishing shots when they have all the creatures in the cages, you can find a tank, a witch, and I believe a hunter from the Left 4 Dead franchise.
Yeah, I did notice
scattered amongst the monsters.
I liked it they included them, because they would be horrifying to go against, to be fair.
I think the smoker would probably be the one I'd be the most scared of.
That tongue!
Yeah, no, it was the one with the fucking tongue, the smoker. I thought they were called hunters for some reason.
No, hunters are the ones that jump from rooftop to rooftop and go "Ah!" when they pin you down and start ripping your guts out. They can jump they can pounce for like a fucking mile.
Hoodie scream.
Yeah, those guys. Because for some reason they all wear hoodies. There's just all of them.
Someone even created a mod for a female one.
What I want to know is why are witches? Why are there no variants on the witch? Like, we have the witch, but it's always a woman. Why is it? Why haven't any guys mutated like that?
Don't worry about it.
I worry about it. I want to know, where are all the guy witches? The boy witches, the warlocks. Where are all the warlocks?
Because women can get high pitches, men not as much.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, a crying guy can be just as creepy as a crying woman.
Yes, but more likely people would be lured in of a crying woman than a man.
Possibly. Hard to tell. All I know for sure is that it just doesn't make much logical sense, because the virus just seems to go whatever. I mean, they're female boomers. My brother calls those Dodorias.
Yes.
I
say, though,
like, most of the undead seem to, or at least some of the special infected seem to have male and female variants, but a lot of them don't. Like, I mean, the tank, I imagine that one just doesn't matter, because at that point it's so disfigured you're never going to find boobs on that. Same with, like, same with the charger, and, like, the hunter wears a hoodie all the time, so who knows? Maybe it's just a really baggy hoodie. I don't know.
Although I remember in the second game, there was one level where there's just witches everywhere, which is
Hard
batshit
rain.
insane.
Yeah, hard rain. That was terrifying.
Damn, there's a shit ton of.
No.
Oh,
But
man.
anyways, we've reached the hour mark. That means it is time for us to end. Sorry if this episode seemed kind of slapped together. It kind of was. We're low on topics. I mean, hey, if you have anything you want us to talk about next week or just questions for any member of the Jibber Jabber crew in general, I don't know, leave a comment. Maybe we'll talk about it next time. Who knows?
I don't mind answering questions.
Appropriate questions. What even is that with us? Anyways, all right. We're going to go ahead and call it here. So thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next time. Keep listening, people. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
I don't know if Ben is stupid or not anymore. I am conflicted.